If you were to ask me what my favorite hack and slash games were when I was younger, I'd probably say God of War, or Devil May Cry, possibly even Ratchet and Clank. And while those series hold a very, and I mean very special place in my heart, I'd have to say the Metal Gear Rising Revengeance is now in those lists of hack and slash that I would say is good, if not better, than most hack and slash games, as the immersion takes over, leaving you to tell your wife's boyfriend that you will be staying up for 5 whole extra minutes past your bedtime. Let me explain. Now, as important as the story is in most Metal Gear games, in this game, it really doesn't matter. All you need to know is that you're here to cut shit up. So while not as philosophical, or feeling as though you're some old fart who gets stressed out because his arthritis-riddled fingers can't pull his boomstick anymore,
how's that for proof?
you still get that Metal Gear feeling.
The memes.
So in this entry, you play as fan favorite Raiden, a cyborg ninja no longer bound by the limitations of the human body, and fully ready to steal your girl or your man. And we all know that if you're playing Metal Gear, you've definitely questioned your sexual orientation at least once. Don't lie to me. I know. In all seriousness, all you need to know about the story of Metal Gear Rising is that Raiden is out to fight buff men and women who are in support of an even stronger and buffer man. And honestly, that's about as simple as it gets for a Metal Gear game, so I'm just going to leave it at that because I honestly do not feel like I'm smart enough to go into the political or more serious, aspects, if you will. So instead, I'm just going to show you 20 seconds of something dumb from this game that I thought was funny. Oh, what the fuck? Really? Holy shit. Oh no, I died. I'm doing great so far. Holy shit. Let's go, baby. 2 deaths to the fucking tutorial level. I'm doing great. Oh shit. So the gameplay of MGR doesn't really change that much from other hack and slash games. You have a light attack, you have a heavy attack, and you have combo attacks. Depending on what weapon you're using, these can get pretty wacky and pretty broken. I'm not gonna lie. I use the pole arm with Raiden's regular HF blade. Holy shit. It gets a little broken when you stunlock almost every enemy that you can fight in this fucking game. So, moving on with that, let's talk about the more unique aspect of this game that sets it apart from other hack and slash games. That is the Blade mode. Now, Blade mode allows you to explore human anatomy as you see what parts of future cyborg can live without until they die of rapid blood loss, because you're slinging your sword so ungodly fast that you can see into the future, into a future where Metal Gear fans were able to play as Snake during the events of MGS2. But Kojima thinks we forgot that. We'll never forget that. Ever. Moving on, if you're like me, you'll probably just use the ninja jujitsu to get away from most of the attacks that are coming your way. But you can parry some attacks, although you can't parry all of them, so you gotta be a bit careful. But let's be realistic. You're not gonna actually learn how to parry. Nobody fucking does. It's the Sigma grind set to actively not learn how to play the game, but instead force yourself to suffer and suffer for the whole time that you play the game. While most Metal Gear games have memorable bosses such as Vamp or Ocelot or any of the Cobras, MGR does not shy away from getting you to love these new faces it throws your way. Case in point, the the only Jetstream Sam. Keeping with the theme of Metal Gear, the bosses you fight have a theme. This time around, it's the winds of destruction. Mistral, Monsoon, Sundowner, and of course, yours truly, Jetstream Sam. Now, while all of these bosses are memorable in their own unique ways, I want to go over one of my favorite fights in the whole game. Stripper Robot Lady. Now, I know I'm probably biased, but Mistral's music hits the hardest for me. I don't know if it's the lyrics or mainly just how fucking cool the fight is, but I have a feeling it definitely is not that anyone would be lucky if they even got spit on by her. You're up against some tough, buff men and women, so don't get too cocky. Or do, you're a FEMBOY. Like what you like, I'm not gonna judge. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna let this fight play out because I just want you guys to see how fucking cool this fight is and how much it just sets up for the tone and the feel of the bosses throughout this game.
I can handle a lot more than this. Ready to slice off some more?
Fuck. Ah, fuck. Sheesh! Good fucking fight, dude. After Mistral, you have Monsoon. One of the hardest fights, but also one with the overall coolest mechanic. What with him detaching his body as he fights you and making it pretty fucking hard to hit him. I can only imagine that Kojima was a huge Scooby-Doo fan as he sat down one night surrounded by many awards and decided that he wanted to watch Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. Saw the Black Knight and couldn't help but say, damn, I want to put that in Metal Gear. After Monsoon, you have to fight Sundowner. Now, Sundowner is a special case, as this fight isn't super difficult if you're any good at the game, unlike me, who can't actually hit anything and beat the game on sheer luck alone, because the AI felt so bad that they would just fucking pass away from colon cancer after a million times of me trying over and over to pound their asshole. What makes Sundowner's fight unique to me is that you have to actually aim your sword in the right spots to destroy his shield. In Fortnite terms, he drank a chug jug and wants to crank a 90 on you in the void, but you're going to boogie bomb him before you can. Now last but not least for the Winds of Destruction is good old Jetstream. Now Sam is a special case of having to go against the Sigma grind set I said earlier, as you almost have to learn to deflect a few of his attacks, as his fighting style is akin to Virgil drinking a white monster and getting motivated. Sam hits quick and hits hard, and it's not unusual to want to throw your mouse and keyboard after spending your whole night trying to beat him. But in due time, you'll beat him and feel the satisfaction of what it's like to actually win a fight against a Brazilian. If anything is unrealistic, it's that. You can't tell me that someone who lives somewhere where a guy can hop on a moped and cut someone down with a machete would lose against a FEMBOY. It's just not possible. I said that was the last fight, but I lied. The final big bad you have to fight really does not make much sense if I'm being honest, as he kind of comes out of nowhere and is not someone you'd think you'd have to fight. Senator Armstrong. Armstrong is without a doubt the hardest fight in the game due to him being the worst of both worlds. Hitting like a tank, little to no windows to hit him, unless you can parry like a god, and having the ability to almost one-shot you if you're not careful. I'll be honest, the way I beat him was by again using the Joestar technique of running away while also running back towards him and swinging my sword like Airsoft Fatty during his battle with the Sith. Winning this fight only makes me wish that a sequel would be announced so we can continue Raiden's story in the Metal Gear series, but who knows what the future may hold.